What's up, yo?
What it do?
Okay. Well, apparently she's ready. Y'all ready?
Seems like I feel like I'll get chastised for singing R. Kelly.
Yeah. We don't sing R. Kelly.
Don't hate on me, y'all.
Yeah, we don't sing R. Kelly. But don't act like behind closed doors y'all ain't bumping some of his hits.
I'm sorry. Some R. Kelly songs will still get played in the rotation.
Yeah. Okay.
Anyway.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, wait, I was late.
Oh, yeah. That's hilarious. That's hilarious.
What's going on, shawty?
What's up, y'all?
I feel
What's
like
up?
the lighting just got way darker.
It got different.
Something
Turn
changed.
it up one. While she's doing that, welcome back to Let's Make Out Podcast, where we make out all things. What?
Love, life, and laughter. I am your host, Gabrielle, also known as Gabe Flowers, and I'm joined by my husband.
That's right, Chad, also known as Babe Flowers.
That's hilarious.
But yeah, so,
Flowers.
man.
What y'all been up to?
What y'all been up to?
How y'all doing? I hope that you're doing well on this glorious day, whatever you're doing with your life.
It's a glorious
Hopefully
day.
it's well. Yes, glorious. I'm just going to start talking about, it was a glorious time.
So you gonna talk like your mom?
You're so marvelous.
You gonna talk like your mom?
She does talk like that sometimes. It's quite
Yes.
funny when she says that.
Happy worship-filled Wednesday.
She's never said worship filled.
But that's pretty good, though.
But there is Sanctified Sunday. There's Marvelous Monday. Testimony Tuesday.
Worship-filled Wednesday. It's perfect.
It does fit.
Yes.
It really does.
Thankful
fit.
Thursday.
Thankful Thursday. Faithful Friday.
Faithful Friday. And then what is Saturday?
Ooh, Sanctified Saturday? I don't know, but my mom literally has a saying for
Yeah,
each
but
day.
I'm going to tell her the worship-filled Wednesday. I feel like that's a good one.
Each day. It's so funny. She called this morning, and he acted like he was me. Clearly, that was not the best choice. He doesn't sound anything like me, but he was like, I'm just, worshiping the Lord, listening to some worship music. That's
like
why
that.
my voice is a little hoarse. So that's hilarious. Worship
That's
filled
what I'm saying.
Wednesday.
Worship
It's like
filled Wednesday.
perfect.
I'm saying. So,
That's so
how
funny.
y'all doing on this worship-filled Wednesday?
Well, it's Thankful Thursday when you're listening to this.
Yeah,
but
Thankful Thursday. Yeah, so you still get your worship on.
hopefully you guys are good. Let's see what's been going on with us.
Yes.
Not much. Still overworked and trying to make it work.
Yeah, we're now. Gabrielle had our VA that we hired was really helping with the launch of the booty bands.
Shout out to everyone
yes.
who placed an order. Thank you. I got my first batch of orders sent out, everything that was sent to me. So what happens is, this has been a whole learning experience, creating a product and, selling it, marketing it, all of that stuff. And it was kind of like a tester for me to see if this is something that I would even be interested in doing. I have shared this on the vlog channel. I've shared this on Instagram Live, but I do want to launch an activewear line, and I'm actually working on the first collection in collaboration with a manufacturing company. So the first collection will probably be very hands off, because the manufacturing company will handle the customer service. They'll handle the packaging. They'll handle all of that. But the goal is to eventually handle it on my own. So these bands were kind of like a tester to see what I thought about packing orders, how it went, and all the things. And it's been a learning process. First of all, learning the right platform to use, what platforms not to use. Because it was a lot of behind the scenes work that I had to do because of the platform that I chose. And it was just a lot, because for Black Friday, I was selling a digital product and a physical product and a bundle, but the website is really catered towards digital products. So it was a lot of
had the digital
integrations.
Things good. She knew that stuff.
But I had to do to get the physical product over there. So, a lot of missing addresses. A lot of people I had to reach out to get their addresses. And I only got half of my shipment. I said all of that to say that this was the biggest learning process for me, was that I don't think that unless I sell it as a pre-order and people know know that this is a pre-order. It may take some time for you to get your stuff. I'm not selling anything until it's here, because my shipment of 6 boxes was supposed to come on December 3rd. It is now December 9th, and I'm waiting on 3 more boxes. So I have orders that I can't fulfill because I don't have my shipment yet.
They're in the US. They're just in customs.
So it's just one of those things like, well, you don't know how long it's going to take to go through customs. And on the sales page, I did have like FAQs, and it said that shipping could take 15 business days, but I don't think people read. So I've gotten emails, and I get it. Like, I don't always read the whole details of everything anyway. So it's been a learning process. It's been kind of stressful because I don't like having, or just, it's unsettled to me because I'm like, I got all these orders to fill, but I don't have any product. It's coming. It's just, shout out to you if you ordered, and shout out to you if you're having patience with me. I appreciate it. Thank you. I promise they're coming. I keep stalking the UPS website, looking at the tracking, like, is it made it through customs?
Yeah,
we made it through customs.
Because once it makes it through customs, it's actually fairly quick.
Yeah, it got to custom. The UPS label was created October 24th. And it's been through customs, and the first shipment I got November 20th. The second shipment I got December 4th. So I'm just like, how long is it going to take me to get this?
Yeah. I'm assuming that in the next few days, it'll be released and be here, if not very close to here. So it's in the US. It's just one of those processes when you can't make the U.S. Customs. I mean, y'all traveled, and if you traveled overseas, the U.S. Customs and Border Patrol they take their time.
I mean, plus coupled with, we just had Black Friday, like people buying their Christmas gifts, like there is a delay period.
Yeah, like there's a lot more stuff in customs right now probably than normal.
Yeah.
So because we talked to our manufacturer, and the manufacturer said that this is the busiest time of the year for them. Obviously, even though it's not Christmas, like they're not celebrating Christmas, like
for us.
But for the U.S. So it's one of those things where it'll it's coming.
Well, wait, I mean, they are celebrating Christmas, sweetie. They celebrate Christmas in China, not Thanksgiving.
Oh yeah, sorry,
not Thanksgiving.
Yeah, sorry, I was thinking of the other holiday.
Not
so basically, but with you think about then Thanksgiving, that slowed down customs because the people they need to go home and hang out with their families.
Yeah.
So. But so it's in the U.S. It'll be here soon. So we appreciate y'all, buying them. They're great quality. You're gonna love them.
I have like 70 left. If you're interested, go for it. But I'm gonna tell you now that I'm still waiting on the shipment. So it just may be a little delayed with the shipment. But I mean, I think it went well for this first round. I've never sold like a physical product where I had to do the packing. I've had the Be Fearless shirts, but it's all like, drop shipped. So I don't like make the shirts. I don't send them out. So this has definitely been an experience. So,
it was. I think it went really well.
I think it did too. I'm pleased with it.
Yeah, and so I started all that to say that like our VA that we hired.
Oh, sorry, I just took your point and went.
That's okay. It was good. That's good. She needed. Yeah, it's a good update for y'all. But the VA. It really helped her get all of that squared away, like helped with a lot of that. So now that's kind of, we're past that, that we worked the kinks out of that, and we can kind of handle the process from this point. The VA is going to start tackling some of our stuff for our business, for all social media and stuff like that. So that's gonna be nice, so that's gonna be something that we're gonna be working on and trying to create streamlines. We have some process flows that we're gonna try out, and I'm gonna try
I think it's gonna be good.
I'm gonna try to intertwine her into our emails and trying to take some of that off of me, which is gonna be nice. So that's been a big thing we've been doing, really just trying to organize so that we can go into 2021 just even more organized. I think we've had a really decent year when it comes to making things happen, being organized, but we want to be organized with less work on our shoulders. Right. Yeah. It's all about like outsourcing and delegating and not having to do every single part of whatever it is that we're doing. I mean, because I just want to be the creative. I just want to be the talent. I always tell Gabriel that. I'm like, I don't ever get to be the talent. Exactly. Even though I'm supposed to be the talent sometimes. because I'm doing all the other stuff. Yeah, so it's like, it'd be nice just to be the talent. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Gabriel gets to feel that a bit more.
I do. I do. Thank you.
Which is good. Because she's the main talent that people are wanting. So, but yeah, so
it's a lot still.
It's gonna be nice. But that's what's happening right now. Let's get into the intro real quick.
Oh yeah.
And then we'll continue.
Forgot all about it.
Right, but I didn't.
All right, so let's get into some questions.
Yes.
Well, what else is anything else been happening that you want to talk about?
Our basement. It is the construction is done. So here in the next day or two, well, hopefully tomorrow, if you're listening to this on Thursday, hopefully tomorrow, our mounted rack, squat rack, and bench press stuff and pull-up bar will be being installed. Yeah. And then we've got a TV that we're gonna have mounted in a week or so. Mm-hmm. And then move the stuff in there.
The mirrors once they get here.
Next week. Mm-hmm. And then pretty much from there, like, it's done.
Yeah.
So I'm excited for that.
Mm-hmm. So excited.
But yeah, I think that's about it.
Yeah, that's really it.
Yeah.
Same old. I finally started Christmas shopping last night. Have you guys finished your Christmas shopping? Have you even started? Like, literally, I had purchased one thing for for Siege, one thing for my mom, and that was it, like, a week ago. And then I kept telling Babe, like, I really need to.
Looked like you made a dent last night, though.
I did. I got a lot of things on Siege's list, so there's a couple of things that I want to look for
Reagan's
Reagan.
Gonna be much easier. She's 2.
Yeah,
so.
She doesn't really care. So
as long as it's cute and girly, she's
exactly.
Like, I love it.
So it's a couple things I want to get for her, and then I think that I'll be done. Like, we're not doing a bunch of shopping for a bunch of people. I still need to get Nana's gift.
She wants the same perfume as always.
She does. Seriously? We were talking about this. First, she told us she wanted money. Then she was like, "Well, I changed my mind. I think I want that same perfume."
That's hilarious.
Every Christmas, we get her the exact same perfume. It's either Christmas, Mother's Day, or her birthday, depending on if she has run out. And she was like, she called me back to tell me that she had changed her mind because she was getting low.
That's funny.
And she didn't know if she was gonna make it till April with her with the perfume that she.
That's hilarious. She's funny, man.
Nana is a creature of habit. She loves what she loves, and she's like, "Hey, if you gonna give me a gift, this is what I need. Mm-hmm. So give me this." But so yeah, I don't know. I'll see. I couldn't find. Bless you. I couldn't find a set. Bless you, because it's like an older scent that they don't really make a whole lot of anymore. So, but she said that she really wanted the lotion.
We found it like TJ Maxx before, right?
Yeah, I have to go out and look. It's one of those where sometimes you'll find it in a TJ Maxx or a Marshall's.
We've always found it at TJ Maxx.
Yeah, but Macy's, they don't have the gift sets anymore, with the lotion. It's just the perfume. So yeah, I gotta work my magic and see what I can figure out for her.
That's fine.
But yeah, I think that's the update.
I think so.
Yeah.
So with that said, let's jump into our first sponsor real quick. So we've talked about BetterHelp, HELP, many times. Great company, great service. What BetterHelp is here to do is to, assess your needs and they'll match you with your own licensed professional therapist to help you with, anything that's interfering with your happiness or, just preventing you from achieving your goals and, really getting to be, fully happy. You can start communicating in under 48 hours. I do want to mention it's not a crisis line. It's not a self-help. It's a professional counseling done securely online. There's a broad range of expertise available, which may not be locally available in many of your areas. The service is available for clients worldwide. You can log into your account anytime and send a message to your counselor, and you'll get timely and thoughtful responses. Plus, you can schedule weekly video or phone sessions, so you won't ever have to sit in an uncomfortable waiting room as with traditional therapy. BetterHelp is committed to facilitating great therapeutic matches, so they take They make it easy and free to change counselors if needed, which is great. It's more affordable than traditional offline counseling, and financial aid is available. They just basically want you to start living a happier life, today, because you deserve that. So you can visit BetterHelp.com/LMO. That's BetterHelp, HELP, and join the over 1 million people who have taken charge of their mental health with the help of an experienced professional. In fact, so many people have been using BetterHelp that they are recruiting additional counselors in all 50 states. So again, for our podcast listeners or watchers, you can get 10% off your first month at BetterHelp.com/LMO. So check them out.
Check them out. Check them out.
All right, time for questions, right?
Time for them questions.
Asking all them questions. That's what I figured you were going to say.
Usually say. Tell me what you want.
Tell me what you want.
Are y'all going to be tuning in to the versus battle this weekend with Keisha Cole and Ashanti? I think that should be an interesting. I still don't feel like they quite match up, but I don't know. We'll see how it goes. It should be a good time. They both got hits though, so it should be a good time. Who you got your bet on?
I mean, I know more of Ashanti songs than I do.
Yeah, we talked about this on our Breakfast Live, and I think that I was saying that Ashanti.
I think that Keisha Cole is a better vocalist, probably stronger voice all around, but Ashanti has more hits that I know of.
True, she does have more hits. It's just like a different, like I liken their style and their music for like different periods of my life. Like Ashanti was like the the hype girl, the hip, like
we were like 17, 18, 19, 20 when she was.
Yeah, and then Keisha Cole came later, like college, after college, like all of the love songs, all of the, you know what I'm saying. So it's an interesting dynamic. So we'll see how it goes. Who y'all got y'all bet on? Who y'all think is gonna be the winner? Even though it's not technically not a battle, but yeah,
always a battle.
It's always a battle.
Always a battle. Let's see. Let's go with question number 1020.
These aren't numbered like that.
Okay. Let's go with page 242.
242.
Stop.
Would you use food stamps if you had to?
I mean, if I had to, yeah.
I feel like, does this really give you an option if you had to? Makes it.
If you have to, they are a government supplement program that are for people that need them. Yeah, I mean, if I need them, I mean, I think
that's what they're there for. If you need them to use them.
I'll give you an example. There was somebody I was talking to, a guy that was working on our basement, was talking about he's never signed up for VA, even though he's a veteran. And he's like, because I'm good. I don't want to take it from somebody else. I was like, okay, that's a thoughtful response, but that's also, think about this. You've earned these benefits, right, by being a soldier and being, and going overseas and serving your country. You have earned these benefits. It's the system's responsibility to be large enough and robust enough to handle all veterans that serve this country. It's not your job to make place for somebody.
That's a good point.
Get the benefits that are owed to you. Don't say I want to take somebody else's place. If that's the system we live in, where you're taking someone else's place, well, then the system's broke, and you're not going to ever know that anyways.
Exactly, like you not going.
So, I was like, and I told him, I straight up, I was like, as a guy that, took a while to do the services, do VA myself, I think that's a cop out. I think that, he looked at me. I don't know this guy, but
you said that?
Yeah, I was like, I think that's a cop out. He's like, what do you mean? I was like, because you think that you going to the VA and getting the benefits that you are owed based on serving your country, having to talk about situations that you went through, makes you a weaker man.
Did you really call this man out that was working in our basement?
100%. And he was like, and he kind of looked at me, and he was like, I was like, look, I'm just telling you exactly the way I felt. Like, it's a cop out. And
like you see it in him. It's not like you were trying to call him
out. No, it was very, we were having a great conversation.
I identify with that.
I was like, that's exactly who I was. I was like, but you're sitting there paying for medical coverage that you just complained about, but you can get it through the VA because you've earned it as a, you know.
Interesting.
And so he was like, so at the end of the conversation, he's like, you know what? I'm gonna go sign up for my benefits.
Did he really?
Yes.
Good job, man.
Because it's like,
that's all. That's what it's about.
Stop worrying about what everybody else is gonna think of you. Like, if you are owed something, and this goes back to the food stamps, if you are in a position where food stamps is something that you need and you qualify for, don't be too prideful, especially as a man, to go and get those benefits.
That your tax dollars are going.
That your tax dollars are paying for anyway.
Exactly.
You paying for them whether you're using them or not. So
yeah.
You know, I mean, we can go into all the flaws of the systems of the government, but that's not the point.
Yeah.
To answer the question, that's
interesting. Look at you. That is so funny. This is what I love about you, babe. You are so not afraid to have these conversations. Like, I would never say that to a stranger. Like, never. But, I mean, you do it, and you do it in a way that...
I'm trying to help. Like, I want to help.
Yeah, like, it's not, like... arrogant or condescending, or you know what I'm saying, like there's a special art to your bluntness sometimes, you know what I'm saying, like you can't, I mean sometimes you just blunt and I'll be like, okay, that was a little harsh.
Sometimes,
but you know other times
true,
that was I mean because somebody might have never gave him that other side to look at it or challenged his views, so you know, he was probably like, dang, he right. Like, that's exactly what it is.
No, that's what happened. He came back before he left and said, hey, I appreciate the talk, man. And, you know, thank you again for your service. And, you know, and I think I'm going to go look into VA benefits.
That's awesome.
So, because it's just like, you know, like men in general have to stop being so prideful that they don't allow themselves to appear to be weak.
Yeah.
Or not strong in every moment, because let's be honest, no man is strong in every moment.
Right. Nobody is strong in every moment. Man, woman,
yeah,
child, whatever.
Exactly. So cool.
Look at you. Shawty, do we need a Zyrtec break? Jeez.
Zyrtecs don't work. Zyrtecs do not work.
They do work. I think that after so long, your body just gets used to it, and you kind of have to switch to something else and then come back.
Let's say a prayer. Lord, we love you. We thank you.
You need to use
and we ask you to be a Zyrtec. Please be a Zyrtec.
In the name of Jesus.
In the name of Jesus, please clear these clogginess, these symptoms of stuffiness. Thank you, Lord. In Jesus' name.
Take it away.
Amen. All right. Hopefully y'all pray.
You need the spray too. That nice nose spray is where it's at.
True. I need to try that.
Flow nice.
Lord, be a nose spray. Lord, be something. We trust in you. We believe in you. And we thank you for your holiness.
# not sponsored.
In Jesus' name.
Amen. You know what? Okay, so
# is sponsored by Jesus.
So I was watching another influencer, and she was expressing her disdain for when influencers say # not sponsored. So I am curious to you guys, your perception of it, because we say it a lot on, like, you know, our blog channel or whatever. We say it a lot, but it was interesting to hear her stance on it, because she said, I don't ever want people to feel like I have to say not sponsored to mean that I really use it. Or like I could see her point. She felt like if you feel like you have to say not sponsored, then it's like, do you feel like you have to say that because it's like, no, I really, really like this. It's just not sponsored. You know what I'm saying? So I understood what she was saying, but I hope that you guys know that we don't mean it that way when we say it. Like, I think we mean it because we work with a lot of different brands. It's just trying to like make sure you know that this is not a sponsored situation. Like, and we're telling you about it because we use it, but we use the things that we talk about whether it's sponsored too. So I don't know. I think it's just like a clarification for us.
I think it's clarification. I think it's also a joke.
It is a joke. It started as a joke for us.
It's a running joke. Like, so
yeah.
At the end of the day, like, you know, like if it.
But I think there are probably some people that think that though. Like, I think that there are tons of people that feel like influencers just talk about whatever, whether they like it or not. And I personally am not talking about anything that I don't like. And I hope that you guys know that we don't talk about things that we don't like, have not used, or don't feel like anybody in our audience can use, because some things don't apply to us.
Like, I'll give you an example. When we worked with the Samsung Galaxies, you guys know that we are iPhone people, right? But it was and we told them straight up, like, look, we'll work with you because we know that the Samsung phone is good. We know the Galaxies are great phones. We're just Apple people. We said, we'll work with you, but you have to understand that we're never going to say that these are our phones, that we use these.
Right.
We're going to position it as, we know that some of you are Android users and, Galaxy users, and this is a great phone. I even tried it out and it's good. So you should try it.
Right.
And that's exactly what our content looked like. So that was an example of us not using something, but knowing that part of our audience does.
Right. Or it could benefit from it.
So we're not always going to use every product that we promote, but we do feel like maybe it's an important enough product for you to know about and to get a discount on.
Exactly.
If we can provide you with a discount on something, why not?
Right. So that's interesting. I would love to hear your take on it. People like that you're watching, like when you see an influencer say not sponsored or sponsored or whatever, like, do you take their word differently if they say not sponsored versus if they say it's sponsored? Like, do you put more weight in it? I'd just be curious to know, because it is interesting. Okay, anyway, that was a random tangent, but I'd love to hear your thoughts on it.
Love to hear your thoughts.
Okay.
But yeah, this podcast is actually sponsored by Gabe TV, our vlog channel. Please,
it is. Please check them out.
Please check them out. Like, subscribe, watch all the videos.
Stuff. We don't have a discount for you, but we do have 12 days of giveaways coming up.
Yes, that's
next week. So
yes, exactly.
If you want to get on that cash money, go on over there and subscribe.
That's right, shmoney.
Hey.
Yeah. So, all right. So,
I didn't do a question.
That's what I said. Yeah,
I'm gonna say, don't be skipping my question now.
Question.
Page 33.
Page 33 now. Let me see. Okay, ready?
Stop.
What is a special compliment you've always received?
Do you have to talk like that?
Yes, I do. Yes, I do.
What is a special compliment you always receive?
Always receive.
I don't know that it's special, but I think that I get a lot of compliments on my smile.
It's beautiful.
Please stop. I can't.
It's true.
I can't. Yeah, so I don't know that I would necessarily say it was like a special compliment, but...
Yeah, she has a beautiful smile.
I get a lot of compliments on my smile, which I think is, maybe it is special. I think I take a lot of, not pride, but it feels good to get compliments on my smile, because I grew up hating my smile for so long. I had a really large gap in between my two front teeth. I was teased about it. It was just like a source of... just pain and anguish. So I think now to get compliments on it feels good, I think, because of so many years of it not feeling good.
Of the trauma that was tied to it for a long time.
Come on through, therapist Chad. Yes, there was a lot of trauma tied to my looks when I was younger. So I think, getting that compliment is always... like, oh, wow, thank you. Because I've always wanted, to close my gap. I always wanted veneers. For the longest, I wanted veneers. And then I was like, oh, maybe I don't want veneers. I'll just, close it and see how I like it. But my smile has always been it's always still I'll look at it and be like, my gap is coming back. Or, I was just telling him that the other day, because my retainer.
You would think the way she describes it to you, you would think the way that she describes it to you, that it's like a dark valley between the two teeth there that you can just look into.
Literally, that is
the oasis of darkness.
Such a source of trauma for me when I think about it, because kids are mean, and kids were so mean to me about it. I remember this little boy telling me that a semi could fit between my two front teeth. Like literally, they would just say the worst thing. So,
but also the really dumbest thing, because a semi though,
like literally,
like a semi.
I mean, it was a pretty large gap, but still, like
a semi though, like. Does he know how big? Ask him to show you the measurements of a semi.
I mean, we were in middle school. We were in like 6th or 7th.
He should know that a semi is way too big to fit in anybody's mouth.
So that is a special compliment to me, because I did spend a pretty penny to close my gap, and I try to keep my teeth whitened as much as I can and stuff like that. So it is a
before, during, and after. You are have always been the baddest chick on this planet.
Thank you, love.
Gorgeous.
You're so sweet.
Gorgeous. Gorgeous.
Okay, so we're going to move into some more questions. Last week, I told you I asked the Instagram peeps for like podcast topics, and we had some good topics, but some of these things aren't like a whole podcast topic worthy. They're just kind of questions to answer. So I think we're just going to go through and do like some questions that you guys asked.
That's
and
right.
Then we'll close it off with the Ask Gabe and Babe, because I feel like we haven't had an Ask Gabe and Babe in like 2 or 3 weeks.
We hadn't.
So let's see what we got here. How the vlog industry has changed from when you started to where it is now? And that's a really good question. I feel like vlogging went from this like real, raw, pick up the camera and talk situation to this highly produced, highly edited, damn near scripted.
Sometimes you're not even holding your own camera.
Right. Like what? Like all of this is my gripe with celebrities. Get your coin however you can. Yes. But if you're going to start a vlog channel, like you basically have your own reality show on your YouTube channel. If somebody is filming you,
it's not a vlog.
That to me is not a vlog.
It's a reality show. It's a reality
show.
There's a difference there. So I think that, it's this, and I would say that for us, I agree with you completely. I think that again, get your coin. But let's be honest when it comes to vlogging, it's one of those things where, like, because at the end of the day, like the people that watch you, the people that subscribe to you and or have been following, like most of the time, if I add in like extra like drone footage or crazy B-roll or anything like that, like there's gonna be very few comments or acknowledgments to that, because they're coming just to see us
live our life
and be us and do and vlog and do what we've been doing. And
maybe that's because that's what they've come to expect from us. I think that if we had started off that way with a highly produced, highly edited, all the fancy shots, maybe people would be like, yes, I'm coming because I love that aspect. But I don't feel like y'all be checking for us on that.
Yeah, which is fine. Like we the content, the content we create is organic to us, is authentic to us, and I think that, everybody should create the content that they feel comfortable making.
Right.
But I think that, celebrities that are creating content and calling it vlogs when they're not, there's a whole crew there. Like you got a whole camera crew.
It's
not a vlog. It is a reality show.
But is it though? Because as we're talking about this, I'm like, do we only have the perception that blogging is what we do because that's how we started? A vlog is essentially a video log. So regardless of whether you're doing it or not, it is, I guess, a vlog.
Yeah.
But when you think of vlogging, I think because of how we started, traditionally, I think of someone filming their own life, editing it, and putting it up on YouTube. Not having a camera crew, not having somebody edit it for you, you're literally just starring in your own reality show. Like,
well, that's my thing. That's the difference to me. I think that a vlog, in traditional terms, I think if you ask anybody what a vlog is, like most of the time they're gonna be like, oh, it's people holding their camera and talking to a camera, like like it's not. But you say, hey, if I show you two videos, one video of a couple that has a YouTube channel and someone is filming and they never touch the camera. Someone's filming for them. It's completely, done by someone else, like everything. And then a channel where the people are holding it, like the actual couple is holding it. Like, I think that there would be a distinction between, that's a reality show. If you didn't know it was on,
right?
Like, if you didn't know it was on YouTube, I just showed you 2 videos. You'd probably be like, oh, that one's on YouTube and this one is on TV.
That's true.
So it doesn't mean that it's not vlogging. I get what you're saying.
Yeah,
it's vlogging because they are logging their life, right?
Right. It's a video log.
Being a video.
Yeah.
But it's, to me, it's more of a reality show that you've chose to put on YouTube. And because
I don't consider you a vlogger.
Yeah, I don't consider you a vlogger in the traditional sense of vlogging. And that's just an opinion. Doesn't mean that we don't. I mean, I think that the content that some of the people that we've seen
I think it's
is
dope.
great.
It's awesome.
It's great. So it's not
about.
If
I could afford a camera crew, I wouldn't be holding it neither. You know what I'm saying? But I think that what you take, what you do with it and how you present it is different. Like there are tons of different styles of vlogging now. As from in the beginning, it was basically like one style. And I think that the biggest difference is that it has now evolved to cover a multitude of things, whether you're filming it by yourself, whether somebody else is filming it, whether you're doing all the fancy shots, or you know what I'm saying, like people call sit down videos vlogs. I don't call those vlogs, but some people do. Like you're like, oh yeah, I vlog, but it's like, no, you just sit in front of a camera and you film videos. But to me, that's not vlogging. Like you know what I'm saying? Like, so it has evolved to
another example too of those same ones that we're talking about. These are videos that are sponsored by an actual agency.
Right.
So this agency, I can guarantee you that this agency has picked up the production costs, the editing costs, and there's a monetary split between the agency and the talent. Yeah. Therefore, to me, that is a reality show.
Right, because we're not talking about because there are examples. So
now I can pay a
Belief
videographer.
In Fatherhood. Yeah. That's an example of somebody who is funding their own
and he pays a videographer to come and film.
Right, or like him on stage. But to have like an actual agency like, hey, we want to create a YouTube channel for you. All you got to do is show up. We'll do everything else.
To me, that's a reality show placed on YouTube.
Exactly.
Now, and there's some people that we know, like TJ, he loves dope shots. Jamie loves anything he makes. He loves dope shots. Some people are really talented in that aspect, and Belief, does good shots. But again, these are people that, if they can't get the shot themselves, they are just hiring a videographer to
do it. Yeah, that's different.
We're gonna hire a videographer. I'm talking to a videographer now that that can help us with cool shots and so that we can get more stuff where all of us are in it. Nothing wrong with that. But when you are have a whole production and agency is paying for it and you're like showing up to a set that's, even though it's your house, it's a reality
I'd
show.
love to hear you guys' thought about that too. Like, when you think of vloggers, do you think of celebrities and the people that are doing all this fancy stuff, or do you think of people like us who just pick up the camera,
regular everyday old people,
and just show you the basic stuff that we're doing? I'd love to hear your thoughts about that, because it could be different coming from people who actually do it versus the audience. I wonder if you guys see it as a difference, or if you kind of just throw it all in the same category.
Yeah,
so that was a really good question.
That's a good question, though. Absolutely.
And let's see.
Let me get into the second sponsor real quick.
Okay.
All right. So we've talked to you about HelloFresh many times. So basically, a little bit about HelloFresh. They are a place where you can get fresh, pre-measured ingredients and mouth-watering seasonal recipes delivered right to your door with HelloFresh. Again, America's #1 meal kit. HelloFresh lets you skip those trips to the grocery store and makes home cooking easy, fun, and affordable. So that's a great thing. So a little bit more about them. They offer convenient, no-contact delivery to your doorstep for easy home cooking with the family. Recipes are easy to follow with simple steps and pictures to guide you along the way. I mean, they're literally super easy. I can follow them, and that means that they're very easy. They're delicious, nutritious. They Basically, they deliver fresh, high-quality, pre-portioned ingredients so you can make meals that are delicious and nutritious. Over 90% of the ingredients are sourced directly from growers to ensure peak flavor and ripeness. So there's something everyone will enjoy, including 20-minute meals, low-calorie, vegetarian, kid-approved recipes, and much more. They are the first global carbon-neutral meal kit company. So basically, what I mean by that is their packaging that they use to ship their food is almost entirely made from recyclable and or already recycled content. So that's great. Easy to change your delivery days or meal plan preferences and skip a week whenever you need to, right on the app. And they're committed to giving back by donating to those in need. So far in 2020, they have donated 3.5 million meals. So that's pretty awesome. So for you guys are like, what do we get? What do we get? Right. You can actually go to the link in our description box or into the show notes. And that's HelloFresh.com/LMO80. And you can use the code LMO80 to get $80 off, including free shipping. So again, the HelloFresh.com/LMO80 and use code LMO80 to get $80 off, including free shipping. So check HelloFresh out.
Check him out. Okay. So the next question is from Amoria. Shout out to her. She has been a loyal peep for a long time. Yes. And she always asks about cultural things and bilingual and like languages and stuff, because she is like, that's what she does. She helped us, she gave us our first French lessons before we went to Paris and all of that stuff. So her favorite topic was learning other languages and raising bilingual children. And I think that the thought of having bilingual children sounds amazing. It's like, I want my kids to speak Spanish. I want them to speak another language, blah, blah, blah. But what I find is that the execution of that is not very easy. Or maybe for me, I can't even speak for you, but for me, I feel like it's a little bit more difficult. It is definitely something that you have to actively do, because it's like, I can't teach you what I don't know. And I grew up, taking Spanish all through college and all through high school. And it's like certain things I do know, but as I'm learning, our kids are learning at school, they're taking Spanish and stuff. It does make you want to do it more. I don't know how many times we've said we need to learn Spanish as a family. Let's learn Spanish as a family, but actually doing it is difficult to because it's one more thing to add to the list.
It goes back to us going into 2021, is freeing up space for other things outside of work. Work. Yeah. So that's the thing, So we want to do. I absolutely want our kids and ourselves to be bilingual. To be able to speak. Especially a language that's so common in the U.S. anyways. Exactly. Spanish is, you can walk down the street and probably find 5 out of 10 people that speak Spanish, right? Yeah. And that's cool. Yeah. So we would love to be able to have our kids and ourselves be able to, speak to people, in their actual language, and just have those conversations. I think that shows a respect for other cultures.
Right, absolutely.
And it also is a challenge. It's a challenge for your brain to learn something completely different, something that is foreign to you. But we just have to take the time to be able to do it. Yeah. And something that we want to do together, right?
Mm-hmm, it is. Yeah. It's just kind of fall into that tradition. That's something you learn at school. My mother never learned Spanish. You know what I'm saying? We didn't talk about it in the home. I took it at school, but it stayed at school. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I've noticed Reagan and Siege are learning it at school, and we come home and they talk about it, and it's man, if we were in a position to be able to further that even more. What's good?
Thankfully, Gabriel has a little bit of a.
Yeah, so I can keep up a little bit, but it's just man, how much more exposure would they have if they did it at school and they came home and we talked about it and we did it at home too? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So.
We thought that would be fun. Is to be able to they're learning it and we're learning it, to just have conversations in Spanish, and just develop that. I think that learning learning multiple languages. I respect anybody that knows more than one language, because it's just not an easy thing to do. You know, it's and I think that's a pretty cool thing. It's the same with learning an instrument or, you know, something like that. It's just the taking the time to learn, you know, is a very hard and long process sometimes. So doing that is respectable.
Yeah,
you know?
Absolutely.
So
if y'all got any good programs, let us know. Rosetta Stone. We all know about Rosetta Stone. And I feel like I have downloaded the apps. I have downloaded Duolingo and what's the other one? And then it's just like getting in the practice of keeping it up. Like I'll do a lesson or two. I'll be good for a week or two. Yeah. And then it's like, it's gone. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. Let's see. Why we raise our daughters and love our sons. And I think that I don't know that I have the answer. Like, I'm trying to do everything in my power to raise both of my children. I don't ever want Siege to grow up and it's evident that he was able to slip through and do more than his sister. Like, my goal is to raise them equally. Same rules, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want to make the exceptions, but it's hard to do that. I feel like it's harder to do that because that's what we're taught. Like, I think men always just have more reign and more freedom and less discipline than girls do growing up. And it just translates to, you know, when they get older and they're men and they're women. Like,
but I think that, you know, I see what you're saying. Absolutely. I think that, you know, I think that with Chad, we've, you know, I used to be the softie, you know, but I don't think I'm as soft anymore.
No, you've gotten a lot better.
You know, and I think that, and that was, you know, Gabriel, you know, coaching me along, you know, to say, you know, hey, you know, you need to, you know, because it's my boy, you know, it's my junior, right? Yeah. But also then understanding that, you know, by me, you know, showing him, you know, what it is to be a man and to, you know, that doing my best to show him that is going to help him, you know, in the long run. So he sees, you know, he sees mommy and, you know, he sees daddy, well, he sees both of us work, but speaking of dad specifically, he sees dad working, you know, and, you know, working hard for his family. He sees, you know, dad loving mom, you know, he sees dad giving him and his sister affection. You know, he sees dad, you know, fixing the things that dad can fix, or hiring people that when he can't, like, so that's the goal, is to show him the example. And then in the same time, when he's acting out or he doesn't do something we ask, you know, making sure he understands that, you know, and that's a struggle with any parent, right? You're trying to do that every time, you know, you're trying to do that balance. But I think that we do a good job with Chad, you know, at correcting his behaviors, and he's a good boy anyways. Like, Chad is a good boy. I
think it's just tradition is why it's typically how it turns out. And I think you can only parent, well, not that you can only, but a lot of times your default parenting comes from how you were parented and what you've seen and what you've experienced. It can either fall right into that or it can be the complete opposite of that. So yeah, it's interesting. I want to love and raise both of my children. I don't want there to be a difference. You know what I'm saying?
No, absolutely. I think that what you know that the world looks at, you know that boys look at girls a certain way. You know that girls look at boys. It's like, you know, that the way that the dynamics of raising a girl versus raising a boy. But when it comes to that dating phase, when we get to there,
I'm not even.
But like when we get there, I think that's where a distinction can obviously glare its ugly head if you're not careful. Yeah. And you know, but we've talked about this, having this conversation, you know, that you know, Chad, you know, has to respect and treat women right, and he's going to be held to a high standard as well of not, you know, being foolish. Yeah. And the same with Reagan, you know, she has to respect herself, and she has to, you know, be respectful as well, you know, and hold herself to a high standard, you know, when it comes to, you know, dealing with boys. So I think it's one of those things where, you know, yeah, it's going to be different because they are boy and girl, but it doesn't mean that the way that you way you prepare them will be different because they are a boy and girl, but it doesn't mean that what you're telling them isn't very close, and how you're treating them isn't very close.
Yeah, so I don't know. I mean, we don't have the answers. We haven't gotten there yet. So we have to check back. I don't know how that's gonna go.
We're doing our best. We love both our children, doing the best and we're doing our best to raise them as well. So,
let's see. Would you be comfortable taking a job overseas if your kids were 30 and 23? I would.
That sounds like a personal, like, because those are exact ages.
Mm-hmm. I think that I would.
30 and 23. I mean, absolutely. I think that if we take a job overseas, we're gonna make sure that job overseas pays good money, has good, benefits to where includes some flight homes, or flights for the kids. Like we're gonna negotiate a good offer to fork overseas.
Because that's a big commitment, like. Especially, but also like your kid at this point, your kids are grown.
They should be self-sufficient. If you've raised them and loved them well, as we said, go back to the last one. Then they should be self-sufficient enough to be able. They're starting their life, right? They should be out of college and, working a job and.
But honestly, as I'm thinking of it, I'm not sure that I would sign up for it forever. Like if it was like a year or two type of thing. But these are also like very formative years of their adult life. And I feel like I would be missing out being there for them while they're going through, possibly marriage and having kids. And you know what I'm saying? The 30-year-old especially. The 23-year-old is just getting out of college, finding their way, blah, blah, blah. But I would be kind of like sad, like, oh man, we want to be close with so far away.
We want to be close with our kids,
through man. These things, you know what I'm saying?
I'm not rushing it, but I'm looking forward to the time when our kids are grown and we're, and we have those relationships as grown-ups. I don't rush it because I want them to stay small.
I'm definitely not rushing it.
But we look forward to that, like to being. Getting to that point where you can be friends with your kids, and be, so that's gonna be exciting. I mean exciting, it would have to be a limited time.
I'm not sure I could be like, yep, I'm just going.
I don't think we want to live overseas for full time, anyways. Like, I don't think that's something that we've ever said. You know what, we'd love to live overseas. I mean, we can have like a summer home, and
right
in the islands or something.
I don't mind going, but I always want to come back home. Like,
absolutely, yeah, I agree.
So I don't know. That is definitely something to think about because overseas is not just like let's drive to get to you or fly. I mean, you can fly to get to you, but it's not a quick trip, like that is a lot.
Well, you want to get into this to Ask Gabe and Babe?
Sure. We'll save some more questions for next week. But those were some good questions. Keep them coming, you guys.
Absolutely. All right, here we go. I don't know if she said she wants to be anonymous or not.
Well, she don't say her name.
Yeah, okay. So here we go. The title is called Frustrated and Hurt. Dear Gabe and Babe, I'm a 44-year-old female and I'm in an overly stressed relationship. Last September, I decided against my better judgment to date a friend/occasional sex partner from my past. Occasional meaning over the years we have had casual sex but never dated. I didn't agree with his lifestyle back then. Nevertheless, he was nice company. He also told me that he had to provide, aka sell drugs for his kids, and he was not interested in stopping. So I took that to mean he chose his current lifestyle over a possible relationship with me, and I went about my life. From time to time, we still talked and had sex over the years. Fast forward 20 years later, we met up, and he appears to have changed. So we started a relationship. We both share a love for fitness, so we decided to open a fitness studio together last year. I fronted all of the money/loan for our building, and in turn, we split the cost of the payment each month. I obtained most of the equipment, financed it because his credit was shot. I helped him fix it. I work as a nurse full-time. I do all our admin work for the business and maintain our house 95% alone because he is at work. He interns work from 5 a.m. to 7 p.m. with our clients, 5.5 days a week by choice. Lately, his behavior has changed. He says things like, I want my own things, we got to find something to do, or you're already established. We got to find you something to do, or you're already established, or I want a house, etc.
What?
He's saying things like we got to find you something to do, or you're already established, or I want a house also, etc. His attitude is no longer we, it's more of a me. It's stressing our relationship and me the fuck out. I try to communicate. We're reading verbatim, okay?
And that was caps. All caps.
All caps. I try to communicate with him about the things he says, but the conversation always gets turned around and it becomes my fault that things are the way they are. Example. The fact that I didn't share a post on Facebook for his yearly feed, the homeless event on Facebook, as often as he would have liked me to. He said I was not supportive. I was shook. Never mind that I physically did most of the work for it last year. Truth be told, I don't recall sharing the event last year on social media at all. However, it was not an issue then. He is so negative and guarded. He sees negativity in everything before the positive or simply for what it is. How do I get out of this? I feel like I made a huge mistake.
That was all caps too.
Yeah.
Thanks for reaching out.
Yes.
Well,
I mean, go ahead.
Yeah, go for it. What were you going to say?
I mean, yeah, I think that, you know, I think that there was, you know, I think that we've talked about this before. A lot of times when people get into a relationship with someone from their past, they're possibly holding on to maybe a false narrative of what that person, you know, like like they're only looking at like the positives of that person, and they're like, you know, it's easy to forget about maybe the negative stuff or the flags.
Well, it sounds like it's the opposite way around. Like she, like,
you know, I think that but you still had connection with him. There was still a emotional connection. Okay. You know, because you can't. There's no way for 20 years you guys are, you know, being intimate every once in a while and staying friends, and there's not an emotional connection there, right? So and then, you know, he seems to have changed, and now all of a sudden he's just, you know, a life suck. It seems like he basically came in and just used you for what he could. That's what it almost seems like. He used you for your credit, used you for your money, you know, but then has the nerve to say you're not doing anything.
Right. Like,
because
I brought all of this for you. Like,
exactly. Yeah. So based on what you're telling us, it seems like he's selfish, and that things do have to change. Yeah. If you're feeling this way, and you can't have a conversation about how you're feeling, I think that, you know. Yeah.
I think you need to cut it. Yeah, I think that you just pull the plug.
Yeah.
You're like, how do you get out of it? What is it that you have to do to, I mean, because at this point you fronted most of the money for all the things.
Is the business in both your names?
Right. Like, who has the legal, is it legally split between the two of you? Is it all in your name? I mean, because essentially you can take your little, whatever it is you're doing and find somewhere else to do it, because I don't have to put up with this.
Yeah, and if it is in his name and he's a majority owner, then you can, pull your funds and, and then, see what he can do with that. Like, not to be vindictive, but, I mean, I mean, if you're going to cut ties with him, I think you have to cut ties in the stress points. And maybe, you know what, maybe another option is maybe if you really want to try to figure it out and you think maybe of all this business stuff and all of this other stuff is where
too much.
Mm-hmm. Maybe you guys need to not be in business together,
right? And
just be in a relationship together.
Can you find someone to take over what you do in it, like the admin and whatever else it is that you're doing? Can you hire someone else to do this so you don't even have to be a part of it? But then also, like, is there still going to be resentment there because you're the one that fronted all of this in the first place? So it's like, I done created all of this for you and now I'm not even going to have a part of it. Like, you know what I'm saying? So I think you have to, like, what is it? Is the end game to separate completely? Is it to just separate yourself from the business relationship? Or like, what is it that you want to do? I wasn't really sure how, like, I wasn't clear on, like, are you just done with him, period? Or is it just the business part that is causing the strain, You know what's
crazy to me? I just don't understand people, especially men, like, that have the nerve to allow their wife or just, girlfriend, front money and, basically do all this. And, I'm sure they were like, oh, God, I appreciate you so much. It's going to be so great. I'm sure there was a bunch of, butt kicks and when that happened. But then has the nerve to later in the relationship bring it up as, I don't have anything. This is yours. And, you like, how do you get to be in your feelings? Because I guarantee you he probably had some. Without being there.
Let me read this.
I'm sure that he
am I missing something?
Requested, help in building this, and hey, could you maybe front this? My credit's bad. I'm just saying, like, but then you have the nerve to later throw it in my face.
You didn't even have it open no more.
It's just the craziest thing to me, man. Like I just can't. It's just interesting to me, man. Like. Men blow my mind every single day. Like the stories that we hear, like
it's true.
It's just crazy. Like, just be a man. Just be a man, and
just be a man about.
Like, men just if they just would swallow their pride, just swallow your pride, then life could be just so much better. But it's interesting to me, man. I think that what we're reading is what she said. I don't think that there's anything that
I know. I'm like, am I missing something here? Like, so you guys aren't married, but you're in this relationship. You live together and you have this business. Like, can you cut your losses and just be like, lesson learned, and just let him have it?
Because you're not old. I don't know,
like, not old. What else? You know what I'm saying? Like, if this is all you're doing too, is this your sole job? Like, you doing the admin, and this you guys' business together, and that's it?
So she's a nurse.
So, okay, maybe I missed that. So I feel like, could you just cut ties and just be done with it? Like, you know what? I don't want no parts of this. You could take this and do whatever it is you want to do with it. My life is more important than being stressed out trying to take care of the admin work for your business while you're spending all day with your clients, and you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, I don't have time for that.
Yeah, and you can definitely, here's the thing, you don't just walk away from, in that case, when it comes to a business, you probably have to get a lawyer, and you'd have to come up with a situation that makes sense where, maybe you sell back your shares of the company. If you don't want anything to do with it, you sell your shares back to him, but he has to pay you this much money over a certain amount of time, something that's agreed upon and legally signed into an agreement. And
it sounds like there probably was no agreement in the beginning. So you will, to me, it seems like you will need legal help with this because people are crazy. And, you never know how he's going to react, what he's going to try to do or whatever. But I think once you have a clear goal of what it is you want to be done completely, business-wise, relationship-wise, whatever, cut your losses and just move forward.
Life is too short to be with someone that is draining you of your energy, man. Yeah. Like if it's meant to be, we always say this, if it's meant to be, then it's not meant to be hard.
It's not. Oh my goodness. It's
like,
not.
If it's meant to be,
I have to say this.
Like, then it's just not going to be so damn difficult.
It's not.
Like, that's just the simple truth. And when it's not meant to be, guess what? It's probably going to be difficult.
Right. There's going to be so many signs there. Like, you already know. You see them. So it's just like,
type in this email, you probably frustrated.
Fight this hard. Is it really worth it in the end?
That's what it's
like. You don't get a badge of honor for going through the absolute worst just to say, "Oh, we came through the absolute worst." Like,
all you get from that is the battle scars.
Struggle of is not worth it.
And the wasted time.
Yeah, exactly. For no reason. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, and you've noticed the shift in him. So it's like, what else is going on that I don't know, or what else is causing this negativity and this? You know what I'm saying? Like this tension. I ain't got time for that.
And you're not married,
right? Like, bruh. You wasted my good years.
So he's willing to sign a contract with you, or to go into a partnership with you when it comes to a gym where he can make money, but he's not willing to go into a partnership when it comes to a marriage. Like, whether like it just.
Yeah, I think your very first line, I'm 44 and I'm in an overly stressed relationship. what do you have to do to get rid of being in that position? Because it's not healthy for you.
Stress is killing you.
It's not worth it. So it's just like, what is the end game? Mm-hmm. Where's the light at the end of the tunnel? Where can I just let go and release? Like, don't stay in a stressful position just to be in that position, or for fear of what happens after it's gone. Like, you never know. Yeah,
we always talk about this, about stress. We're thankful that we don't stress each other out, because just the stress that we get from work, or just everything stuff like that else, is enough. And stress is not healthy on you in any way, shape, or form. Everybody knows that. It makes you feel horrible. It makes you it messes everything up. So I can't imagine you've got the stresses of life, being a nurse, being someone that is fronting and funding and paying back loans for a business that you possibly aren't even enjoying anymore, because all you're doing is the admin. It doesn't sound like that's fun.
Right.
So, and then on top of it, you don't have a supportive person that's a partner in your business, but happens to be the same person that you're in a relationship with. Like, I can't imagine all of that stress, is making you feel good in any way. And 44, you're young enough to change that.
Yep.
And to just, say, I can't deal with this anymore. I can't deal with the stress anymore. And figure out a way to remove that stress from your life, because that's the goal. You live once here on this earth, and what's the point of it living? Do you really want to look at 20 years down the road and still be in the same situation and say, wow, I just wasted 20 years from when I sent that email to the Let's Make Out podcast? Do you really want to look back and say, wow,
5 years,
5 years? Yeah, exactly. But we know how quickly time flies,
It does.
And you have to put yourself as a priority. And it doesn't seem like you did. You seem like you put him and his goals as a priority. And now all of a sudden you're like, wait, what about me?
Yeah.
So So I think you get, talk to a therapist, definitely talk to a lawyer to talk about, what happens with the business to make that, as clean as possible.
Yeah. I mean, and talk to him, tell him.
But
before you tell him, this is not working for me.
Either you're gonna help, either you're gonna make some changes,
right?
And have a list. Either you're gonna make some changes, and these changes on this list are ones that need to be changed. And if he's just not willing to even have that conversation, that's your answer.
Forward, right, with what I need to do for me.
That's your answer.
Yeah, absolutely.
If a man doesn't want to lose you, or a woman doesn't want to lose, if someone, your spouse or your significant other, does not want to lose you, they're going to do whatever it takes to keep you.
They should be willing to. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Period.
I mean, that's it.
So hopefully that was helpful.
Yes.
Keep us posted.
And we wish you well
on what you decide to do. Yes, we definitely wish you well. You guys feel free to keep your situations, your dilemmas, whatever it is, keep them coming to Ask Gabe and Babe. You can email us at letsmakeoutpodcast@gmail.com.
We will give our opinions, because we're not licensed professionals.
This is just strictly our opinion. And you can tweet us at Let's Make Out Pod. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube at Let's Make Out Podcast.
That's right.
Use the hashtag Ask Gabe and Babe. So we know that that's something
and not sponsored.
Want us to
I'm just joking.
to talk about or to discuss.
That's right.
What else, babe?
And yes, on any of the platforms that you are listening right now or watching, make sure you subscribe if you're watching, and like and share if you would. And then on our streaming platforms, whatever you're listening, especially on Apple Music, or Apple Podcasts, if you can rate this, leave a review. We just appreciate all the love and support that you give us anyway. So we ask that you continue to do that. We would love for that to happen.
Yeah. So we'll see you next week, same time, same place.
That's right.
All right, guys. Bye.
Deuces.
Woohoo.
Got it done.
See, just like, can I have lunch, please?
I know. So, his lunch just started. Yep.
So,
all right.
Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you next week.
Deuces.